sorry. Be better. You are too quick to temper. You are rash, insubordinate, and out of control. This will not stand. Boy. Boy.
And so everything that we're doing with our content, with our
Sir, do we get the win this time?
One of the things I really love about being here is the families that are here. And we see parents with the family.
I think it's time we tried something new.
Enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
Do not be sorry. Be better.
Games to our platform, because in the end I think the gamers play the games.
Of course they do.
They don't play the studios.
That
They
is
don't
true.
play the resolution numbers, right? They play the games, and we want to make sure the best games are there.
But if you're Hello, grinders. How you guys doing? What's up? Oh, goodness gracious, it's Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Yes, I'm back to, I would say, full health from the craziness of the Grindsgiving. How's everybody doing up there? Twisted Sinks also joins. Buck Roger, liking my thumbnail. Yes. Nostra Phil Damas, whatever his name is. We got him. Nos Phil Ratu. The Tools. Yeah, the Tools, man. I had to do a separate show. I wanted to just talk about some things, grinding the gears, and be back tomorrow night with some stuff. We'll see what I put on that one. But shout out to everybody coming on in. Buck Roger, just wait. How you doing? Old Gunner, he loves that Phil pick. Ryan, how you doing? Roman Knight, the Claymores, VIP, what's up? How you doing? How's everybody doing? Come on in. Maniolas, what's up? Dude, he failed. He tried to poison my turkey. I got him. He got me. He got me with a little congestion. I got him. What's up, Link? How you doing? Maybe I'll open up the Grindhouse. I'll see. But let me get into here. Let me first thank the VIP grinders. Here they come. VIPs. Oh, yeah. The new VIPs. I just mentioned them. Quality, dude. Quality. Is it that hard? Right. Is it that hard? It's crazy. Are we asking for crazy stuff? Are we? No. Just want games for our next gen, current gen, whatever the hell gen you want to call them system. Is it that hard? VIP grinders knowing the club. They're in here with the quality splits. Keep that poor quality booster at the door. At the door. Is it that hard? Is it that hard? Thank you, VIP grinders, for all you do. Use that splits emoji. Phil Spencer look like some of my shit in the cereal. Yes. Thank you, Herman Holtz, for quality. I don't know why it's that hard. I don't know why why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? I don't get it. Pause. Asking for the simple things. Gamers asking for games. What's up, Cold-Blooded? How you doing? Phil doing interviews, fighting with the FTC, fighting with the lawyers. We're going to fight back. Dude, it's horrible. Waste of time. They're going to fight the FTC. We're coming after you. We're not going to sit by and let this deal get... Oh, you know what? Please with this deal. Oh, my God. Let it go through. Destroy it like you destroyed Rare. Just destroy it like you destroyed Nokia. Just do what you do. I don't understand why it's so hard for them to make quality stuff. That you gotta you don't even leave your middle finger for oh, it's like Forza Horizon. Okay, anything else? You can't even talk about third-party quality with them. That's how sad this stuff is. It's ridiculous. Every narrative that they created, not narratives that Twitter created, not fanboys, ponies, Xbots, no, not narratives from the fans. Narratives that they created. Narratives that they went on stage and said. Narratives that Phil interviews said. What? What? What?
Are built
What?
specifically
Phil?
to lead the console industry into true 4K gaming and high-fidelity VR.
What?
True 4K visuals without sacrificing quality, premier VR experiences without sacrificing performance.
And so
This
everything
is
that
hardware.
we're doing with our content, with our our cloud.
What? I got a word for them.
You have me right. Con men, thieves, degenerates, lowlifes, thugs, criminals.
Yeah. Sounds about right. That's right, Twisted. No one paid attention. So remember, Sony revealed the Unreal 5 engine. Remember that? Remember? It was that. And then they argued it was not gameplay, but it was a game. But remember, Sony revealed Unreal 5. It was demonstrated on a PlayStation 5. Do you remember? See, I think people forget the pull-up, right? Everybody's talking about 2 years in. We're forgetting what the pull-up was. And it didn't start with the next-gen consoles. This started back. Way back. This started back when Project Scorpio was there. Right, Phil? Remember? Would you say it was?
This is hardware built specifically to lead the console industry into true 4K gaming and high-fidelity VR.
Oh, really? That's what it was. Was that 2016? Wow. We've been back. We've been starting this narrative of power and high fidelities and quality since 2017 with them. So to see what we're at now, 2 years into the new generation, and seeing it happen again and again, when do you learn? Why do people forget this stuff? Xbox podcast, how do you forget the stuff that you were hearing and you were promoting on your shows, on your Twitters? The stuff that you were hyping up in 2017 has yet to show its true potential in 2022. Like, when's enough? Like, when do you realize? And we're talking deals and, the lawyers and this and Ho's Law. Shout out to J-Dub. Ho's Law is telling us the deal's going to go. I don't care. What does this deal do? Does it make Call of Duty better? No. Does it make you play Black Ops 1 in Game Pass? Maybe. Is that what you noodle? Black Ops 1, Call of Duty 2 in Game Pass? Are you dancing in the streets with your shirt off and nipples hard? Is that what we're doing? Is that what this is all about? $77 billion to play Black Ops 1 in Game Pass. That's what we're doing here. But all this fidelity and third-party games will be the place to play. I'm playing all my third-party games on an Xbox. PlayStation's just for my exclusives because the multi-platform games will play better on Xbox. Remember this. Do you remember? My third-party games play best on the most powerful machine, oozing 12 teraflops of machismo. Do you remember? I remember. I couldn't get this shit out of my ears. I remember. But it's okay. Let's cap some more. Let's go. You see how they pivoted. They don't want to talk about games. They don't want to talk about games because that's where they're losing and losing and losing. No, let's talk about lawyers. Let's talk about deals. Let's talk about buying companies. That's what we're talking about. What happened? You bought a console? Does a lawyer come with the box? Ho's Law, does he come in the box? A membership? Is that what we're doing? Buy an Xbox, get part of the lawsuit. Be a lawyer, be an attorney, be an underwriter. Please. Buy an Xbox, you get a law degree, comes in the box. Well, like that's I can't wait to see what games I get with my console. Let me look up Xbox. Who? FTC, CMA, lawyers, deals. What are these legal Why are these Xbox fans tweeting 7 pages of legal documents? What? Wait a second. What is that? A list of games that I just get with my Xbox? What is this? Wait, what? Refer to EndNote 2. This redacted. What games do I get? What comes with my what? I just want to see what games are coming for Xbox. Why are these people posting like goddamn illegal documents? What's going on here? Is that what you get with your Xbox? Is that what you do when you open up that beautiful packaging? You throw away the hardware, throw away the controller, and then you get the legal documents that come out there and they go, what's this booklet of legal documents? What's this? I'll buy some of those dick and ball warmers too. Yeah, while I'm at it. So we got dick and ball warmers, and we got some legal documents. That's what we talk about now. We don't talk about games now. Why would you? Because all the promises about the best place to play will never be. We heard you. What happened? What happened? This has not just started this generation. Project Scarlet. No, this started with Project Scorpio in 2017 when the Xbox One X was the most powerful We Heard You console. What happened? They jacked up the resolution and dropped the performance, and the Pro cruised along. Remember the Pro-tato? What happened? Let's see. Does this ring a bell? Let me see. Maybe this rings a bell. People seem to forget. Let's see. Does this ring a bell? Look at this. Outer Worlds. Oh, wow. Outer Worlds. Remember them? They're part of Xbox now with Obsidian. Let's see how the Pro and the One X, like the most powerful 6 teraflop machine of Phil Spencer's. Let's see. Let's see how it's done. Let's see.
As you get into combat though in outdoor areas, that dropping of FPS on PS4 Pro happens more regularly.
Okay.
And
well, it's the weaker
pervades
console,
those
it's the
combats
Pro-tato.
with more than one assailant in outdoor areas.
Okay.
It manifests as single dropped frames from 30 constantly, keeping that frame rate jerky looking even though
the
it is
Pro-tato,
nominally
it's
just
weak.
below 30
It's weak.
FPS. Combat in indoor areas on PS4, like I noticed on PC, run much better and are basically a flawless 30 actually. Whereas
Really?
PS4 Pro's frame rate in combat is just below 30 FPS constantly. in
Okay,
those
well, it's the
outdoor
Pro-tato.
sections,
Xbox should
One X
dominate
can
this.
see dips to around 27 FPS at times in outdoor combat sections. Both consoles do not feel consistent in these moments, but Xbox One X looks and plays worse here. Just like PS4 Pro, Traversal has those same consistent frame drops below 30 FPS, but on Xbox One, I would say it is generally happening more often. I can only guess as to the reasons for such things, but it would appear that the game just in general has world streaming issues, and on Xbox One X at least, perhaps the dynamic resolution is just not aggressive enough.
Whoa, wait, wow, whoa. So this has been, does that ring a bell? 3 years ago. The One X. What happened? The deltas. What happened, deltas? Tell me about the deltas and the ray tracing baked on a chip. What happened? What happened? I recall also there were trees and leaves missing. Phil the Lawnmower Man Spencer was at it again. Xbox, you don't get those trees and grass. Sorry. What happened? That One X was so powerful. The One X, so powerful. 6 teraflops of beat the Pro-tato. How is it worse? How is it worse? Phil, what were you saying? Phil, please, I need a reminder. Phil, what?
This is hardware built specifically to lead the console industry into true 4K gaming and high-fidelity VR.
Who?
True 4K visuals without sacrificing quality, premier VR experiences without sacrificing performance.
Who?
This is
What?
hardware built specifically to lead the console industry into true 4K gaming and high-fidelity VR.
Who?
True 4K visuals
What?
without sacrificing quality.
Who what?
Premier VR
Who
experiences
what?
without
Yeah!
sacrificing
Who what?
performance.
Who
This
what?
is hardware built specifically
Yeah, what?
to
Who
lead
what?
the console industry.
What? Yeah! What? Excuse me, what? On stage! What? We can't help. We don't know why. We don't know why. What happened? What's going on? That was 2017. And when you got duped with the 1X, you got duped. It never amounted to a hill of shit. 3 years, there's no future. Gone. Fool me once. Fool me twice. Goddamn, the Series X is fooling everybody again. This has been going on. This is what's been happening. The mind share, the optimization. You could blame lazy devs and all this other stuff. Well, the power is in there. Well, guess what? Guess whose job it is to demonstrate all that stuff that he was talking about? It's his job. It's his job.
Games to our platform, because in the end I think the gamers play the games.
Of course they do.
They don't play the studios.
That
They
is
don't
true.
play the resolution numbers, right? They play the games, and we want to make sure the best games are there. Turn 10 and how we
That's
started
true.
Forza, and they've turned into a great racing studio that does an amazing job. And I know it takes a little bit longer, and maybe people like the quick, hey, why don't you just go buy this studio and bring them in? And we're completely open to that. Microsoft has the money. I have the green light, so to speak, in your terms, to go and acquire studios. Again, I just think it's the goal for us is to bring the best games to the platform. And if a studio wants to maintain its independence but work with a first party, I think that's fine. And the game, I think it's great, actually. And I think our ability to partner with those people and bring the best games to our platform is as strong as it would be if they were owned by us.
Right. Well, I hope you're ready to back.
Oh, really? That's right. Hit that like button. He had the green light since 2012. He had the green light to do whatever he wanted, to bring you games. He has the green light, everybody. That's another question nobody asks. They don't need to buy studios to bring you games they never had. Where are the games? Where's the stuff to demonstrate the capabilities of the machine? Hell, Astrobot demonstrated the capabilities of the PS5 on day one. Day one. Astrobot demonstrated the 3D audio, the DualSense, the UI integration with the cards and activities. It doesn't have to be this graphical showpiece, but my God, demonstrate something. The first party is there. They are the first ones to have access to this hardware. They're the first ones to assess the capabilities of the machine before third party even gets their hands on dev kits. How do you not have any kind of demonstration of the capabilities of your machines? Going back to the 1X. No games, no launch lineup. Crackdown 3 was supposed to launch with the 1X. In 2017, it got delayed. Did it amount to demonstrating anything? Nope. Halo Infinite was supposed to launch with the Series X to demonstrate the capabilities of the shit space engine. Did it? A year later? Nope. You couldn't even get software out to demonstrate the capabilities of your machine. Third party's not going to do it. And all these capping people that go, oh yeah, well, third party's going to play best on Xbox, so that's where I'm going to play. Well, sorry to bust your bubble, but wrong. Wrong. And what grinds my gears so much is the amount of shows, tweets, hype, chip eating. This was the wrong chip, but they were eating chips, the actual Xbox chips. The hype that they knew it was called Project Scorpio before the 1X got its name. It was called Project Scarlet for over a year before it got its name. And during that year, it was, oh my goodness, the power, the 12 teraflops. Man, if I could just get in a bubble and get the talk of when Richard Ledbetter went out and played with the goddamn Series X, and there were magnets, and they were putting the thing together, and the guy with the beard was showing them all the moves. They're like, oh my God. I remember they hit 1 million views at the time. Where was it? Digital Foundry touches the project. Oh, was it called? I think it was called the Series X. Where is it? They went out there for breakfast. Inside the Series X. Oh yeah, I do recall. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Oh my. Look. Oh, the magnets. Oh, look at this. Oh my God, please tell me more. Look at the intricacies. Oh my goodness. Project Scarlet. It is incredible.
Well, Microsoft have robots in the production facility.
Oh my God, they got bots working on the machine. They got bots working on bots.
The key one, you've got the Project Scarlet processor on there.
Oh my God, where's the lotion?
And 10 GGB
Where's the lotion?
Modules. So the aim here with this split board architecture.
Oh, split board architectures.
Cool air streams around both parts. There's better distribution of
oh!
Some of the
Cool air, bitch! Cool air!
Oh! Metal shield that sits on top of the SoC board. And I think this also forms a mount of sorts for the next the gigantic But we're going to be seeing quite a lot of electrical shielding being added to the construction.
Tell me, look at all that juice!
Fascinating balancing act. So in my spare time, I've been collecting dead Xbox 360 to bolster my console motherboard.
Oh, please! Oh, he's putting together magnets!
Closed up, and then there's cooling to consider too,
Oh!
which prefers everything to be opened up, which is kind of, a curious engineering challenge. Okay, so on to the addition of one of the major parts, the heatsink. It's really meaty. On the base, you can see it's like a big copper plate.
Ooh! All copper, baby!
Exposed the SoC board. This is a full-on vapor chamber heatsink that's
vapor chamber!
Power-dense parts of the board. 3 of them specifically: the processor itself, the GDDR6 memory, and the voltage regulators.
Oh, the voltage regulators!
Pretty hardcore, as I said. Each of them can deliver up to 190 amps, and
190 amps!
Pass through a square inch of area here.
Oh!
So yes, a very meaty component indeed. The actual heatsink beyond the vapor chamber.
Oh!
Lightweight aluminium structure there, relatively speaking. Right, so now we're going to be flipping over to the Southbridge board. Now, remember, that's where the I/O is handled.
Oh my! The I/O!
Kick off with some more of
Put it together, baby!
Woo! We add on the power supply.
Oh,
we can get a good
there it is!
output.
The way she likes it!
12 volts at 21.
Oh, get on there, get those magnets!
And
Oh!
12 volts at 5 amps, giving us a cumulative output of 315 watts.
Woo!
For a console, very big, but not unprecedented. The power output of the original PlayStation 3 actually clocks in at 399 watts.
Oh my
Xbox
god!
One X, well, that's
What was that? What?
anyway. Series X gets
Oh
a
my!
rather compact but certainly capable
Oh,
unit here.
look at the
Or
pieces!
yes, we add
Oh!
on more shielding
Oh!
before the UHD 4K Blu-ray drive slots into place.
Look at...
So I'm going to take a bit of a
Oh!
break from the construction here to get a bit of a closer look at the SSD, which I don't think was actually part of the building kit we had to work with.
Oh, there it
Microsoft
is!
took a
$400 worth!
form factor SSD, essentially customized it to fit
Oh
within the
my
Series
God!
X design, which
Look
delivered
at-
its own thermal challenges. The SSD uses around 3.8 watts of power. So to siphon that
Look
heat
at this
off, Microsoft
technology!
uses what it calls thermal bias springs, which kind of press the metal surround there up against the heatsink, so the
Oh!
heat from the drive can transfer and dissipate. So this idea of
Put it in
springs being
again!
used
Put it in
to
again!
melt
Ow! Ow!
Microsoft's been using
Oh,
it
one
for
of
years.
those!
Remember the X-Clamps?
Don't be camera shy! Don't be camera shy! What are those? Are those thermals, heat sinks in the shape of an X? Oh my god, tell me more!
Xbox 360 for those main processors. Well, they're actually.
Oh, look at
X-Springs.
this! The Evolve, baby! He don't want to be seen on camera. He's shy. Don't be camera shy. Show the power of that thermal heat sink. Ooh, in the shape of an X. Oh, please tell me more.
Series X2.
Oh!
We can assume that this one here sits at the back of the SoC.
Oh,
board.
show
So,
'em.
yeah, another
Yes.
component that wouldn't have
Tell
been
'em where
part
it
of
is
our
at.
builder's construction kit
Oh,
here.
beautiful.
But let's get back to putting them.
Oh,
together
yes, let's
then,
get back.
and
No
in
more
terms
of that tease. No
the
more of that
parts we have
tease.
Here, we're almost done. The penultimate
Oh,
stage
here
of
it comes.
construction involves adding on the 130.
Oh my God.
Fan that sits atop the
Be
design.
careful now.
Microsoft
That
looked
is a
into
premium
ton of
product. Be
alternatives, seeing that a
careful.
single-axle
That is
fan
12 teraflops of fuelness.
and proved to be the most efficient and quiet mover of air. An
Oh,
entirely custom
look at
part,
that
of course,
fan.
So the number of blades,
Woo!
the geometry of the blade, even that curious curvature you can see.
Oh,
on
the
edges,
curve!
It's all designed for optimal airflow.
Oh!
Not sure about that little Master Chief motif
Oh, the
there.
pow!
I'm not sure that actually adds much in
Please
the
tell
way of
me.
efficiency,
Oh, look,
but
they
it
put a
guarantees
Master
does
Chief
like-
on there. Where's my applause? Where is it? They put a Master Chief on there. Oh, shit, not that one. Not that one. Where is it? Where's my applause? They put a Master Chief. How cute. They love the fans. No, not that. No. We don't laugh. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Sati, you have anything to say about
And
this?
so everything that we're doing with our content, with our our cloud.
The what? That's not even related to this. We're not talking about cloud, bitch. Keep going.
To include those little Easter eggs. And
Oh,
here's
Easter
another,
egg.
another
Oh!
motif on the
Oh!
SoC board, a nod to the
Look! They put a snake. Oh, the Phil Spencer snake. They put it on the motherboard. They put the Phil Spencer con man snake on the goddamn motherboard.
You have me right. Con men, thieves, degenerates, lowlifes, thugs, criminals.
Oh my god, look what they put.
Game over. Who is your daddy?
They put the Phil Spencer snake on the motherboard. That's what you're buying. He knew it was a snake of a product. He knew it was a snake.
console's original code name. Getting back to the final construction.
Put that
here,
Phil
it's
Spencer
super
snake on.
simple, right?
That's the
But
snake
bottom
on.
line is
That's
this
the
design
that
delivers
dude.
70
He put the Phil Spencer snake oil tramp stamp on all your motherboards. There. Listen, over 150 people. You can't write this shit any better. There's no scripts. They put a goddamn Phil Spencer tramp stamp snake oil sales logo on the goddamn motherboard. They put Master Chief on the fan because they knew that Halo Infinite was going to be a bunch of fucking hot air. They put the snake oil seal of quality on the goddamn motherboard. This is not CGI. This is not goddamn narratives. They put the snake oil sales symbol on the motherboard. The shit that he was signing on your lower back right above the ass crack at FanFest. They put it right on the motherboard. He goes, excuse me. Welcome to FanFest. This is Phil Ness. What would you... Phil, please. The snake oil... I want the snake oil seal quality right above the ass crack. Don't put it too low because I want to see it when it pucks out when I wear my pants real nice and low. When I bend down and plug in my Xbox Series X, I want to make sure you see my snake oil tramp stamp right above the ass crack. Oh, don't worry. I'll make sure I'll put that snake oil ass crack. That tramp stamp will go right there. I'll put it right above your ass. Welcome to FanFest. There you go. Snake oil on the fucking motherboard. Dude, there you go. He knew he was selling you some snake oil bullshit. There it is. Do you remember all this? The Hovis, the vapor chambers, the fan, all this power. This thing was elevated. The Series X was elevated to the nth degree by all these people. Power, power, power. Meanwhile, they're out there saying, I buy Series S's for kids with 1080p TVs and CRTVs. That's why. The Series S is the best thing. What? Dude, Series S didn't exist here. This is the Series X Snake Oil Edition. Like, seriously. This thing was touted as a premier piece of tech before Lockhart and Booster came around. This thing was elevated as the next generation of greatness. To see 2 years in, it is forgotten. The Series X is like an appendix. It is like an add-on. It's all about Booster and about the little kids and little Timmy who can't play games and he eats a slice of bread for dinner. But he gets a Series S. Goddamn Cole. No, we don't start the generation celebrating the cheapest console. You lead with your flagship. That's how this was promoted, as it should. And now you say Series X and people go, who? Who Series X? Who? Yeah. Oh no, Booster. A Booster. Get a Booster for the kids. Oh, please. Be careful.
More airflow going through the heat.
Oh, show me the airflow, please. Show it to me.
System firmware carries out a constant balancing act between delivering
Look
quiet
at this
performance
beauty
from that thermal assembly and
cram that shit in there.
Woo! Provided by 64 diodes that are built into the SoC.
Not 64 diodes.
It's really this idea of bringing in tons
of
air
look at that airflow. Look at it go.
Through the parallax
baby.
design and then up through the
that booty. That's powered by booty. That's booty power right there.
The amount of
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here it is. Why is there cereal in the Xbox room? Why is there cereal? Are we having brunch? Why is there breakfast in the Xbox room? What are we doing here? Why is there breakfast here? Are they building this thing with cornflakes? Why are we in breakfast?
Process.
Look at this. Oh my God, please explain.
The various aspects to find the kind of mini tower assembly we have.
Oh my God, did all this tech go? This is the development of the refrigerator. They had to figure out how to keep the milk cold for all their fucking cereal. They're like, shit, we got a problem here. We got a problem here. He's telling them right here because we got a problem here. We got all this motherfucking cereal on the wall, but I can't keep my milk cold. And the milk keeps going bad. How am I supposed to keep a cold bowl of cereal and keep my milk fresh for the cornflakes and Cheerios? I want to make sure my milk stays nice and cold. So he sat around and he goes, guys, let me tell you something. How about we take this fucking thing and make a refrigerator? so that we can keep our milk cold for the cereals on the wall. This is the evolution of the Xbox refrigerator. He's explaining. Fuck the console. We don't play games. But shit, let's take this and make a refrigerator out of it to keep our milk nice and cold and chilled for the cereal that we're having. He looks thrilled. Can't wait. He's like, that's a great idea. That is a great idea. So he's proposing right here the Xbox refrigerator.
Microsoft told us that
it's a good idea. He's like,
yep. Defines one dimension.
He goes, we'll take this out of here. This is where I'll put
sets the other.
This is all right. We'll take this out of here. This we'll take all this out.
Thermal realities also helped to define the look of the box. The large holes on top of the machine, there by virtue of the need to expel a good amount of hot air.
Tell me more. Look at this. You go, here, this is where we press the on button. Keep the milk cold in the Xbox fridge.
Specifically in terms of the tooling that details the internals.
Dude.
It's actually a combination of tooling, ultrasonic welding, and heat staking going on in there, which did present some curious production
What a premier product.
So our construction efforts are pretty much complete now.
Wow. I don't even know. Oh, wait, we got controllers too?
The original vintage 2000
oh my god,
all the way up to recent devices like the Elite Wireless Controller Series.
There's the Xbox Museum.
Microsoft's acclaimed adaptive controller. Microsoft kept the same.
Wait, what are these people talking about?
The core component was that existing peripherals like the chat pad would work just fine.
The chat pad, in case you're wondering, the chat pad works.
The design team went to work in resculpting the design.
Oh my god, look at that.
Could make the
Premiere.
pad far more comfortable to use.
How much design did it take to add a share button that they wound up deleting?
The existing controller is designed to fit comfortably within the 5th to 95th percentile hand size.
Oh my god, Premiere. Oh, please.
How things have evolved. But the nuts and bolts height remains the same and changes like
look
I
at
can
this.
gather. This is
I can't.
Form factor, double board design. And
oh my god, please tell me more.
Xbox console
yes, please tell me about it. Wow, let's see how it come. Let's see how it's looking for that Premier console. I want to see 2 years. Wait, that was 2019. Let's see how that Premier console looking. Here's Booster. Let's see. Nosferatu. I don't see my reflection. Excuse me? What? Phil's afraid of his reflection? Whoa. What's going on here, Phil? Why is your quality mode of this premier piece of hardware not have a reflection? I need to see this again. I need to see this in slow motion. Slow motion for me, baby. Let's see. Series Booster. Wait a second. So we got Series X quality mode. Nosferatu, afraid of his own reflection. Can't see. We just talked about Xbox, goddamn, the smut show that they had of all this, the oozing machismo of 12 teraflops of power. Well, where's his reflection? What happened? Performance mode. Nope, no reflection there either. Now let's see. The PlayStation, who was afraid of... Let's see, PlayStation quality mode. Holy shit. Dude, it's not even a reflection. It's the whole goddamn environment. What are we doing here? And then you got performance mode. Oh, there. PlayStation. So why is the Xbox quality mode equivalent to the PlayStation performance mode? And there's PC. Excuse me. Lazy devs, are we calling this? What's going on here? What's going on here, guys? The years of talking about the power. Phil Ness Vampire Edition. So I guess the story's different in the Xbox version because maybe he's a vampire in the game. And it's like, these are the little hints that you see. The goddamn Nosferatu. Phil's afraid of his own reflection. But the deltas. RDNA 2.0156. baked on a chip. The deltas. Well, this is a goddamn delta right here. This is a delta. Now you see me. Now you don't. Oh! That's some delta. But those weren't the deltas that you were talking about, deltas. What happened? What deltas? They don't want to believe it. They don't. What's up, Thrash? How you doing, man? They don't want to. The deltas. And shout out to Thrash. You know, one of the videos he was doing where he was saying with the 360 and talking about the 360 and the PS3. Mindshare. Harder to develop for. Listen. The 360 was definitely a more successful product in the environment. And remember, it was the 10 million, right? 10 million consoles sold usually wins the generation. Well, why do you want to win the generation? Well, mindshare. The console that is out there more is the console that's going to have the developer mindshare to put content and optimize it first on that. When you were third, fourth, or fifth, as Stutter and Satya says, developers are not going to optimize for all those shits and giggles that you were talking about in the cereal room. Developers are going to optimize for the premier product. They're going to optimize for the one that's selling the most. That's the most permeable in the market. Xbox lost that. They're like, well, we got S's, we got X's, we got PCs, we got this, we got that. Dude. This is the issue. And that's why when I see the Series S being celebrated as like, wow, it's outselling the X 1 to 2 to 1. No, you don't want that. You don't want that. You want the X and the PS5 to be the lead platforms. Hell, you want the Series X to be the lead platform for Xbox and overall, because developers will develop with that first in mind. And you won't get ports of PlayStation games because they're developing with a one console and they'll port it over to the other ones. You can get a port. The lead platform for development. I don't recall, like, that is a thing. Remember? Lead platform for development. And if we recall, back in those days, right? What were developers saying? Let's see. What were we saying as well? Because people just seem to forget, right? They seem to forget. PlayStation 5 is easier to make games for. Devs have issues with the Xbox. The quote from Richard Ledbetter, the guy who was taking apart that Series X, right? Every single developer I've spoken to developing for PS5 has been evangelizing how easy it is to work for. It's essentially the same development environment as the PS4, and you scale up from there to the new power, the features, and whatnot. I can't stress enough how happy developers seem to be with this situation. There is no doubt that on paper, the Series X is more powerful, Ledbetter said. However, speaking to developers, the development environment they're dealing with, some people seem to be extremely happy with. Other people are having problems with it. Microsoft has moved away from its previous XDK, which was specific for Xbox, to the
number
GDK,
one customer,
which is more general development environment for PC, Xbox, and Xbox One. So they went away from a specific Xbox design tool, and they went to a more general one, a GDK, a general environment for PC, for the multi-platform development that they're doing. In the long term win with the GDK is that you're able to develop for and deploy all these different systems. But in the short term, I've heard some devs having some problems with it. And whether all that is going to manifest in final games is the big question. Now, quotes taken from 2020, over 2 years ago, about the PS5 is a gaming machine it's easier to develop for. Shout out to Sonic Moore with the $4.99. He goes, Series S is going to hold back the Series X forever. This is a huge L. Yes. And that's what Richard Ledbetter says. Now, remember, he was taking apart that thing, right? So now, let's hear what he had to say 2 years ago when the S was coming, just to go like what Sonic Moore was saying, right? Shout out to everybody. Hit that like button. Impromptu Grindhouse.
So, yeah, in the short term, I don't really see a problem for Series
In
S
the short term.
over and above some level of developer inconvenience. In the longer term, though, I don't know. Every time a weaker console has come out, historically, it has not fared well across the entirety of a console generation.
And now listen to the example that he gives, because again, just like how I brought us back to 2017 to say how the One X was not outperforming the Pro, right? We've been here before with the Booster Edition. A lot of people seem to forget the situation that we were in when the One X came out. Do you remember the all-digital Xbox S? Do you remember that one? And how it was struggling at the end of the generation to even amount to a game. The all-digital booster box, the original, the OG booster. Do you remember? Do we need to bring it up? The Xbox all-digital One S with the ES RAM. Remember this one? Where is it? Yeah, I got a box picture here of it. Nope, not that one. Do you remember? I mean, I can't even find it. It's on stock anywhere. But you remember this one, right? The OG booster. The 1S. The sad edition. That's right, Felix. The sad edition. Yes, the sad edition. Series all digital. The S all digital. Right? The sad. Yeah, well, we were here before with the weakest console. Listen to the example that he gives.
Most recent example is, of course, the Xbox One /1S, which is really struggling now to keep up with PlayStation 4 Pro and Xbox One X. My worry is that the same fate could befall the Series S as developers really push the hardware. Memory is so important. It really is. And I'm not, as I said, I'm not too concerned about the GPU in the S because resolution, scaling back resolution is such a win. But the memory side of things, that is my concern. So, yeah.
It's the memory. It's not the GPU. It's the memory restrictions on the Series S. The memory. The memory. You have memory issues. Memory. Not the GPU. Memory. There's no reason why the Series X should have the same as the performance of both the PlayStation and the Series S. It should be matching the quality. It's memory. Exactly, Mr. Tennis. Mark Cerny said, it's a memory. It's the tools. It's memory. Now, I'm not saying the reflection is not here because of why does this happen? That's the thing. Like, why? Why are there stuttering issues? Why? And this is not one game. Now let's look at Need for Speed. Need for Speed. Right? We've seen this before. People will go, GPU, woohoo, Xbox wins. The Series X is usually running a little bit higher. PS5 is more stable. Why is this PS5 more optimized? Maybe it drops a little bit lower in resolution, but it maintains a consistent frame rate over the Series X. We've seen this the whole generation, or the 2.5 years of the One X. They jacked up the resolution, but the performance was worse. Why? Why is that happening? Are they just jacking up the resolution just to say we have a higher resolution? Who's asking them to do this? Same thing was the issue back here with Outer Worlds. The dynamic resolution is not that aggressive.
Very good on the premium consoles, which look suitably 4K-like from a typical viewing distance, though perhaps a little bit on the soft side. The Series S is a bit more questionable, however. It's somewhat softer and less detailed than the pixel counts would suggest, and it is possible to spot a fair bit of aliasing in motion, though the motion blur does a pretty good job of hiding most issues when at speed. Outside of resolution, there don't appear to be any significant visual differences between the consoles. Image quality is pretty good overall, so how do frame rates fare? All current-gen consoles aim for a 60 FPS target, though one is much more consistent than the rest. Xbox Series S and X hit 60.
Why does the PlayStation have better consistent frame rates? Why don't you lower your resolution? Why is your resolution not dropping to this to give you a better frame rate? It's performance. Especially when Phil said next generations are going to be more about how you feel the game. Well, then why is your console not feeling right? Why? A couple of pixels here and there? Is that what you... Why? And this is the same motif that has happened. It happened with the Resident Evil 3 demo. Remember? The demo was horrible. It ran a little bit sharper, but the performance sucked. It had these weird frame hiccups, frame pacing, frame issues. Why is that happening to the most powerful console? Why is it not being optimized? Why are they just jacking up the goddamn resolution and making performance suffer from it? Meanwhile, the PS5 is running like peanut butter and jelly. It's just enough of peanut butter, it's just enough of jelly, and we're good. Why is the Xbox doing this? And I'm specifically talking about the Series X. This thing is a disaster, the Series S. 1440p box my ass. This thing's been pulling in 1080p. Hell, it doesn't even have ray tracing. You want to see some humdingers? Look at this. Quality mode on the X and PS5 have better shadow and ray trace reflection on certain, although other reflections are still represented by SSR. At this time, Series X has no ray trace reflections. This is most likely a bug. It's a bug. It's an issue. Why? This is not a one-off. Why do these unexpected hitches and bugs and glitches seem to happen on a majority of the Series X games? Now, granted, there's some bugs that the PS5 has and some weird things here and there, but it just seems that the X seems to be more of the weird stuff. And this has been going on since 2017. Remember, what did he say back here?
Constantly, keeping that frame rate jerk. PC run much better and are basically a flawless 30 actually. 7 FPS at times in outdoor combat sections. Both consoles do not feel consistent in these moments, but Xbox One X looks and plays worse here.
Worse?
Just like PS4 Pro, traversal has those same consistent frame drops below 30 FPS, but on Xbox One, I would say it is generally happening more often. I can only guess as to the reasons for such things, but it would appear that the game just in general has world streaming issues, and on Xbox One X at least, perhaps the dynamic resolution is just not aggressive enough.
And the big thing, no ray tracing in Callisto Protocol. No ray tracing on the Xbox. Baked on a chip, they said. Baked on the chip. Where is it? What the hell am I... And what happened to our next-gen console, the Series S? Booster. Booster does not benefit from ray tracing in this game. It also has clipping and texturing and global illumination. What are we doing here? You're getting what you pay for, right? And I'm not saying I have answers to this stuff. All I'm saying is, why? If you are an Xbox owner, you are an Xbox proponent, they're coming back. They're back. They're going to be back. Trust me. Trust me, dude. They'll be back. Why isn't this topic number one in all your shows? Why isn't this a concern? Why isn't... We're 2 years into this generation and Booster is already getting left behind. No ray tracing, no performance mode. And the PC version was a mess. Which, that PC Callisto Protocol crashing. They just fixed it with a patch, right? Modern Warfare 2, another game. Warzone 2, issues on PC. Crashing. That's another game that outperforms, the PS5 outperforms the X. So, what is that? Warzone 2? Warzone 2, it's a quick Google search. Warzone 2 running on a PS5 has an average frame rate that is 10 frames per second higher than Warzone 2 on the Series X, as confirmed by Digital Foundry. Although both consoles regularly hit 120 frames per second cap, it is the PS5 that manages to push the most frames when scenes become more demanding. Why? Why? All you that hyped up deltas and RDNA and the tech and the parts and the Hovis method, vapor chambers, calling it Project Scarlet. Sony didn't go to PAX East because they were afraid of the 12 teraflops of the Xbox. You made videos upon videos, tweets upon tweets, articles upon articles, telling us that the Series S was going to be the competition for the PS5 because the Series X is in a league of its own, Tom Warren. Why? Why? I said from day goddamn one, the Series S and the Series X is basically the 1X generation remastered. Exactly what we saw with the 1X and having higher resolutions, worse performance than the PS4 Pro. The PS4 Pro was better optimized for games than the Xbox. No matter how much power was in the machine. And I said it when they were touting Project Scarlets and Hovises and all this other bullshit. I said they're going to do the same exact thing because it all depends on first-party output. Third party is not going to make you successful. You cannot rely on multiplats. what's up, frogs? You need to demonstrate with first party. And what I think is very interesting is all those people that said about the most powerful console, and I'm going to play all my multiplats on Xbox and my exclusives on PlayStation. My PlayStation, I play on everything. I'm a neutral, right? Shout out to Persona. I'm a neutral, right? With the clips. I play on everything. I'm a neutral. But my PlayStation is just for exclusive games. I play everything on the Series X because it runs better. No, it doesn't. So now why do you play on your Series X? Well, my friends are there. Oh, what about crossplay in Modern Warfare? You can play with your friends anywhere. You don't need to have an Xbox to play with your friends on PlayStation. So even that excuse goes out. So now I ask you again, why do you play on an Xbox? Well, my friends, your friends crossplay. Remember you promoted that shit. Now games are crossplay. It doesn't matter where you play now, right? Okay, but the multiplats play better on Xbox. No, they don't. So now I ask you again, why do you play on an Xbox? I love it. I like it. Okay. So you're a fan of Xbox. Why? Because of what they used to do. Exactly. Because of what they used to do. What they used to do for Xbox Live. How they used to go get games like Titanfall. How they used to go get content like GTA 4 expansions. Ballad of Gay Tony. Like they used to have Halo as the premier game, right? That's why you like and prefer Xbox. All the stuff that they used to do. And everything they have not done since 2017. Now I ask you, why now do you play on an Xbox? Nostalgia? They're not even giving you nostalgia. They're not giving you what you used to get. And you accept it. That's the problem I have. Don't tell me it's better now. It sucks now. Xbox sucks. They said it themselves. They're irrelevant. And you cheer that on. They're never going to come back. They're never going to come back doing this. They got Call of Duty map packs before Sony. Months. Ryan McCaffrey, who's hyping up Call of Duty, he was like, oh, Call of Duty, it's just Call of Duty. Meanwhile, he was making videos on Inside Xbox Dashboard about Call of Duty map packs. Now tell me why you play on, I just prefer. Okay, fine. You prefer it. There's no shame in that. But you gotta admit, it's not the same, dude. It's not the same. And they are hurting themselves. They are hurting gaming. You're looking at legal documents instead of launches of games. You're subscribed to a service that has no roadmap. You're paying a subscription month after month after month without knowing when these games are coming out that were delayed, nor if these games still exist that were announced with a title screen CGI 2 and 3 years ago. No gameplay updates, no acknowledgement that they're still working on such games like Everwild. No acknowledgements that these even exist anymore. No gameplay updates, nothing. Starfield, the biggest game ever, was shown in a 1.5-minute sizzle reel at E3 or whatever the hell you call it, has not been seen since. But it was supposed to be out in November. Haven't we learned our lesson already with Halo? Halo was supposed to launch with the Series X, never even announced, talked about a new Vizio package, no update, nothing. It was in oblivion for a whole entire year until they stealth dropped the goddamn thing. So tell me Starfield's not experiencing the same fate? They better have something at this Game Awards. They better not play it low key because of the legal stuff going on with the Activision deal. And is it for this?
Oh, and second up too. New games are coming fast. 12 minutes and 80s. And they're all on Game Pass. Somerville, a Plague Tale Requiem.
Oh yeah. Even that was a flop this year. A bunch of indie day one stuff. Like, where's the big AAA to make up for the first party games that are not there? Game Pass? Really, that fell on its face this year too. What is going on? And all I ask you is say, why? Why? Where's Hellblade, right, Mr. Where? I see the list of games, but I never. There's the screenshots that fan made. There's no gameplay. Hell, this is how desperate people have become. This is how sad. Indiana Jones visuals are insane. The artwork in this exclusive Xbox title, first of all, it was never mentioned as an exclusive. Where that shit's coming from. Look at the detail on the textures. This is how sad it happens. You ready? Should we do a countdown for this? You know what? Let's put the clown music on because I think this deserves a nice clown going on. Where's my clown? Welcome to the clown segment. Enthusiasts introduce an Unreal 5 concept of the game. An enthusiast! Somebody just drew up something. It grinds my gears so much. What is wrong with you? What does this do for you? What does this do for Xbox? What is wrong with you? Clout. That's what it's for. It's for clout. It's for bullshit. It's for them. It's not for gamers. It's for this fucking clown. What are you doing here? They haven't shown you shit on this game. They haven't shown you absolute shit. Concepts, arts, and enthusiasts. What's wrong with you? And it's not even a joke. What are you doing here? It's not even a joke, a little laughing. You know damn well Phil hasn't shown you shit. What is wrong with you? That's how to say. If it's a joke, funny. Ha ha ha. But what's wrong with you? They're starving you. They're starving you so much that you can't even create content anymore. That's what's happening. They starved you so much. You got these followers and all this stuff for bullshit. Microsoft has starved you. They haven't talked about any games at all. We'll be at Gamescom to show you a bunch of indie shit that you're going to hype up and play for 50 minutes. What does this do? This doesn't make Xbox come back. This doesn't give Xbox clout. This doesn't do anything. Indiana Jones. We don't even know if it's a first person, third person. It was announced by Disney. It was announced by LucasArts. Machine Games 2 years ago. And you just happen to buy Bethesda, who has Machine Games. Who said it's an exclusive? Who said anything? What is wrong with you? What does this do for Xbox? What does this do? I don't understand it. I don't get it. Is it so hard? How do they not? And then I hear the excuses that, oh, well, they're not going to show up to the Game Awards, not be big because of the legal stuff. Are you seriously? So if Xbox doesn't have a big show, which I'm going to talk about tomorrow, but if Xbox doesn't have a big show, a big reveal of release dates and stuff for games that should have came out already, or gameplay updates, it's going to be because of the Activision deal, and we're just going to just smoke it up to that? Do they owe it to you? They owe it to you. But to bring back to this power stuff, right? And there it goes. I just lost it there. Did I just lose it there? And it is a funny Tom Warren article. Why is the PS5 outperforming the world's most powerful console? Early game comparisons show the PS5 outperforming the Series X. Well, dude, it's still 2 years later. You better redo the article again because your excuse with the tools haven't arrived yet. Yeah, well, tools are still not there. At first they tried to do it as, oh, it was just Xbox wasn't ready. It was coming in hot, as they said. Digital Foundry's been analyzing. This has been going on since launch of the Xbox Series X console. And now we are 2 years in, 2022, and we're seeing Modern Warfare 2, only next gen. I wonder why. Only next gen, World Warzone 2. Need for Speed. Callisto Protocol. Why are we seeing games 2 years in not having the tools? He tried to point it off as a, let's damage control this and just say, you know what? Well, the tools. But variable, and then they go, well, VRR fixes it. You know what I have to say? VRR, okay? That's not an excuse. The fact is that your frame rates are dropping. Why? Remember? Why? Don't just say, well, VRR fixes it. I don't notice it. Why? VRR is a clutch for bad performance? Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, Indiana Jones hasn't been relevant. Exactly. All of a sudden, Indiana Jones may come back. Dude, they're making that old-ass video. Let's see how that does. What is it, Disney Plus Spectacular? Please. They brought back the Santa Clauses and all this. You know what? They're trying to put content out there, bringing back all these old movies. Nobody, whatever. Old-ass Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones. Let's see. Star Wars, you should have took a tip out of Star Wars. Nobody... Those movies. And look, Black Ops Cold War tested. It runs better on PlayStation. The tools, Dirt 5. Well, here it is. See, he was talking about the tools. So I want to know now, 2 years later, Mr. Tom Warren, what's your excuse now? The Xbox only allowed developers to submit games for Series X certification in June. After delivering an update to its games. You see the damage control here? This is why I go back. Because I remember all this. And I said this is all bull, dude. We're seeing this again. The PlayStation is outperforming Xbox. And Xbox is more powerful. Why? You see the damage control. This is from 2020. What was the excuse? Well, the Series X certification was in June. So after delivering an update to the game developers kit that followed the company rather tight schedule for dev kit allocations, all while I've been consistently hearing that many developers had access to PS5 dev kits far advanced of the Xbox version. Oh. That's right, BV. It's coming. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Are you kidding me? What are we doing here? Access to the dev kits. That's why it's out before. Well, what are you gonna do now in 2022? Explain Callisto Protocol to me. Explain this to me. I need to know why. I remember, I could go back and show you the article where you're making fun of the PS5 for not being announced. Remember? The X, it was called Project Scarlet, then Series X, announced at the Game Awards show. I remember. Oh, Xbox is not holding back any punches. Xbox is not holding back. They're really taking it to Sony. Sony's afraid. They're not going to PAX because they're afraid of the power. They're underpowered. They're at 10.5 teraflops. Microsoft's at 12. Sony is shook. Microsoft did it. They outperformed the PlayStation, and Sony doesn't know what to do. Do you remember all this stuff in 2020? Do you remember this? I remember it. Oh, Sony is afraid. Where is the PS5? Oh, it's not ready. Xbox is prepared. They're ready to go. Remember. Do you remember all this? Hit that goddamn like button. I remember. You should remember too. I remember all this thing. Exactly, Sergeant. PlayStation's scared. They're rushing out the console. Remember, we're afraid. Sony's afraid. They weren't going to PAX East because of COVID, but it's like, nope, they're afraid of 12 teraflops. Sony pulled out of PAX East because they're afraid of 12 teraflops. I remember. Sony didn't show anything to showcase. Remember? June, oh, we got 2 showcases. Xbox is like, we got 2 showcases. We got one for the multi-plat games where we showed Assassin's Creed and got laughed out of the goddamn YouTube. Oh, we'll make up for that. That wasn't the showcase. Do you remember the May showcase where they showed Assassin's Creed as a next-gen game? Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and everybody's like, that's not even gameplay. That is CGI. That doesn't even look next-gen. Why are you talking about Valhalla? Remember they ended on Valhalla in May? You remember this, right? Because I remember this. In May, they had 2 showcases. A multi-plat showcase where they ended on Valhalla, and it didn't look impressive. And Aaron Greenberg had to apologize. You remember? They were so ready. Sony was afraid. Nobody seems to remember this stuff. No gameplay, right? Remember? Remember? Xbox and Ubisoft are apologizing for Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay trailer that had no gameplay in it. In a recent Xbox Live event, touted the first official gameplay trailer of Valhalla was one of the centerpieces of the entire presentation in May. Do you remember? Remember the dislikes? Aaron Greenberg. Remember his infamous quote? Woogaman, a diehard Xbox fan, said, "Hey, Xbox. Here it is. It's still here. Hey, Xbox, you stressed on the inside Xbox. Remember when those were a thing? The event would have gameplay, trailers, and sneak peeks. Not just gameplay. So many outlets and YouTubers are saying it was exactly what it was. Bright Memory Infinite, Second Extinction. Oh, Jesus. The Ascent, Scarlet Nexus, called. Oh my God! Remember when they were hyping up these games? Holy Jesus! Where is it? Where is it? Oh my God! Oh my God! Where is it?
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate. Oh no. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. activate.
Hyping up Second Extinction, the one where you're fighting the aliens. Oh my God, that game came and went. Bright Memory Infinite, still what? It came out last year, or something like that. 2 years in. Holy Jesus! What's up, Jemiah? The Ascent, Call of the Sea. Holy, remember when this was their launch lineup? Holy Jesus! But he was saying, and then here's Greenberg. Had we not said anything and just shown, see, he highlighted, first look at next-gen gameplay, trailers, and sneak peeks. Greenberg's response was, had we not said anything and just shown a May Inside Xbox show like we did last month, I suspect reactions might be different. Clearly, we set some wrong expectations, and that's on us. We appreciate the feedback and ensure that we'll take it all in and learn as a team. That is how the Series X started. But that's due now. There, I've refreshed your memory, everybody. I refreshed your memory. Remember this. That was just the May showcase. Now on the June showcase, that's when they're going to show their first party. Let me take you back in time. Do you remember what was at that June showcase? Remember the June first party showcase for the Series X? This was all before the PlayStation was ever even announced. Xbox was ready. They had 2 shows. Do you remember? Do you remember what was in the June showcase? Xbox Series X showcase. They were going to make up for it. Do you remember? Anybody? Anybody? The June showcase of the Series X first party showcase, because they dropped the ball with Assassin's Creed in May. Do you remember what June was? Please tell me you remember. It is the most infamous thing in gaming history. Please. Thank you. Grinders in the chat. You know who it is. You know who it is. He's your friend. He's my friend. He's everybody's friend. He's the seal of quality. Mr. Craig. You remember now? Do you remember now? This was Sony was afraid of the teraflops.
And whatever your name
remember?
is, get ready for the big surprise.
Ty Scoop joined the grind house. Thank you again for subscribing. Do you remember Craig and Bootleg Joel? That was what they took in. It was the June showcase of Halo. That was. Yeah, I know, Jemiah. A lot of people wipe this shit from their memory, but I'm telling people to remember. Because this is when Power and Richard Ledbetter was putting magnets together, eating bowls of cereal. This is the Power. And the PlayStation was scared. Craig was their response in June. Meme of the year. And of course, Halo will get delayed for a whole year. So, when you look at bootleg Tom Warren going like, well, they didn't have the dev kits. That's why the PS5 is outperforming the most powerful console in the world. That's why it was the lack of dev kits. Microsoft wasn't prepared. It always takes time for developers to get used to new software and tools. This is where the tools came from. So I ask you again. Why are we in 2022 and the tools are still not there? It was the dev kits. It was the GDK. It was all this stuff. Damage control 101, baby. These performance gap, weird bugs, differences. Dude, I was saying you had weird bugs with the 1X before this even happened. So how can you say it's the dev kits? It's not. Weird performance gaps, weird bugs. If Microsoft delivered the dev kits and tools far later than Sony, then that could give creators more time to optimize Xbox. Do you see the bullshit? Is it coming through your screen? Does it smell? Because I'm smelling it. It's coming off of my screen. I smell the bullshit. I smell it.
Shit.
Why? Why?
Sir, do we get to win this time?
I don't play this game.
Thank you, Vin Diesel. On Oct 2, another game that we have no clue about. It's an Xbox exclusive.
I don't play this game.
He's still not playing it. You see. Come back 2 years later. What is the excuse now? They didn't have the dev kits for Callisto Protocol or Need for Speed or Modern Warfare Warzone 2? Were they still holding out on the dev kits? What happened? Where's their ray tracing? Why is there no ray tracing in the Series S? Is it the dev kits? No, I don't know. Sony got the dev kits out? Why? Answer me. Why? Why? Makes no sense, right? And where's the one with the I had one more here. Oh, it was Lockhart. Now remember this, right? Why? They quickly came out to try to damage control. Explain. I don't understand it. But nobody asks why. They're talking about legal documents and sealing the deal. Starfield's next. That's another game. I'm telling you. It's following the same route of Halo. Had a specific release date, got delayed to infinity. Where is it? No gameplay, no updates. Forspoken, it got delayed. It's getting gameplay updates. We're seeing more and more of the game. It matters because then you see what you can plan on playing. But when you just see a logo and they don't even acknowledge at all the events that they're going to that these games are still in development or in existence. The only time you hear about them is when there's turmoil or turnover, which we'll talk about more Halo turnover tomorrow. Multiplayer designer, seasonality, my ass. 11 years people are leaving that place. They're hiding, Todd. I know. I don't know. If this game is so massive, it's so big. We saw more about No Man's Sky before. Like, how do you not have stuff to show? And then hearing like, oh, it's the legal stuff they're not going to show at the Game Awards, dude. No, it is. Everwild feels like, oh, State of K3. I'm playing that. Where is it? Where is it? Where's a gameplay sizzle reel? Hell, 11/11 came by with Starfield. You showed nothing on it. Nothing. You let that date go. And it goes along to what people are saying, just to bring back to the power stuff. And I bring back how this power was put on a pedestal. It was cheered and celebrated. And it was the reason why Sony wasn't delivering on the PS5. Hell, now they got a VR. Okay? I don't even get in. That's a whole other level. And playing God of War and knowing that these are cross-gen games, even the cross-gen excuse goes out the window. Where are the quality games for the hardware that you're making? You can make a high quality game for the Series X and probably make it work great on the Series S. It's your hardware, your design. You saw the guy putting the pieces together. That's the benefit of first party. Where is that demonstration? Because you didn't have it with the One X. And now, 2 years into a next generation console, you don't even have it now. Your first party has to deliver the potential. Sony shows how they can make a cross-gen game look next-gen and work on last-gen. That's what focused development does. Hell, even I've been saying it forever, but even what's his name? Todd Howard said it's great to focus on one platform. Huh. It's focused development. Oh, yeah. Well, Xbox turned the whole GDK on to say stop focusing on Xbox, but focus on every other configuration, because that's what we're doing. And it's hurting quality. It's hurting performance. It's hurting optimization, because guess what? There's too many things to optimize for. That's why you're seeing these weird bugs and glitches and stuff. It's because Xbox has spread themselves too thin with their game development. They are spread thin. They're not moving the industry forward. They are not leapfrogging themselves. What they're doing is spreading themselves out to people that really don't care about gaming, who won't know bad quality because they really don't know games to begin with. That's Microsoft's audience, the ignorant, the people that don't care. They're going outward. They're not going forward. They're not moving Xbox Live forward. They're not moving their services forward. They're not moving their games forward. They're not pushing their games. Instead, they're spreading their games like a one spoonful of jelly and just spreading it nice and wide, chumming the waters. See if they get some sucker to pay into this shit. That's what they're doing. They're going after the ignorant, the ones that don't care, the ones that have no investment in this stuff, the ones that go, oh shit, I'll take a free sample, whatever, I don't care. That's who they're going for. They're not going after the people who expect the best, or expect better, or expect their investment to be reflected in the content that's provided to them. That's not the people they're going for. They're going for the guy who just tripped over this thing going, hey, they sent me a speaker. No, DJ Callie, that is actually a Series S. See? He thought that the Series S was a fucking speaker. That's who they're sending their shit to. DJ Callie, open this up. Hey, they sent me a speaker and shoes. No, that's the console, dude. Oh, okay. Well, hold up my door. And it goes to, and I was hearing, I think Sick was saying this, shout out Sick Human, and even King Thrash, saying about the Series S. They were complaining about the RAM, the memory, right? But if you look to next generation, even the next consoles, it's going to be hampered by, just like we look at the VCR ESRAM Xbox, after you make an old gen console, the Series S, unless they just say, guys, we're dropping it, which I could see them do. I could see them another year or two in going, guys, we got the booster too. Series S development, Series S2, it works with all your Series S games, but now developers will not have to make a Series S game anymore. They'll make a Series S2. And that's what they're going to do. We heard you. We updated the RAM, and they're going to keep updating Booster and leave the X out there as the lead platform, as whatever platform they want, but they're going to keep updating Booster, and they're going to keep selling you boosters, but you're never going to get a Turbo Man. And that's their plan. I'm telling you, that's why they're going to do a Series S2, and they're going to make it backwards compatible with the Series S, but they're going to make a Series S2 to address the concerns so they could try to push the 1X, the Series X. More consoles, less games. Doing more with less. Because devs are not happy. They haven't been happy, the existence of this thing. And as we move forward, things are just not, there's going to be no proof. And you see, it's all about developer mindshare and prioritization. Right? Time is money. Let me be clear on this. Shout out over 200 people. Hit that like button. We're over 100 likes. Share it out. There's some main points here. We had some fun, but there's seriousness here. We got to talk serious here. It's developer mindshare. Okay? It is permeation in the market. People could say, well, you got to optimize for the weakest PC. You got to make something for the Switch. Listen. Software is malleable. Software is manipulating. Software is almost like a blob, a putty. Hardware is finite. Hardware is, this is what you got. You could overclock it. You could do what you want. But hardware is finite. Software is malleable. Right? Anything could run on anything if given the proper attention and time. So to say that, hey, God of War can't run on a Switch. Listen, if you put the software engineers and stuff in a room and say, you stay here and you make God of War Ragnarok run on a Switch, they will make it run on a Switch. They will drop resolution, remove textures, lower this, maybe change particle effects. They will manipulate the software to run on the Switch. So, software, just to say that this can't run, everything can run on there, but it's time and it's money. And when something is not optimized, that shows that the money and the time for the developer to make that work was not their priority. So when you see glitches and bugs and things like that, missing stuff, it shows that there was a prioritization of tasks and they did not choose that as a priority. Whether it's money, whether it's resources, whether it's time. Now, if I had a product, I would want that to be in developers' minds. You're going to optimize for my platform over everybody else. And that's why selling consoles, emphasizing the importance of consoles, ensures that if a developer is going to make something for that console, they're going to focus on yours because you are outselling. You are better. You made the tools that the devs want to work on. You're not making the tools to benefit your Xbox Cloud. They made the tools to benefit development of the PlayStation. Microsoft is making their tools for GDK, for one-stop shop of games on everything, a goddamn toaster. And quality optimization is an issue because there's so many variations of consoles, there's variations of PCs. Their GDK is built with every piece of shit hardware in mind. Where Sony is like, hey, here's your platform, go make magic. And that's why you see this stuff. It's mindshare, it's resources, it's money and time. And if it takes more time for them to get a game to run on a Series S, well, you could guarantee that is not going to be a favorable thing. And that's the thing. And they're going to start dropping stuff. That's why you'll see, well, no performance mode on the Series S. We'll patch it in later. Why? Because time and money. And as an owner of a Series S, you should be like, why? Why do I need to deal with no reflections, no ray tracing? Ray tracing? The Series S is supposed to be a next-gen console, just lower resolution, right? It's missing performance modes in games. It's missing ray tracing in games and is running games lower resolution than the previous generation of consoles. Thank you, Joey. I appreciate it. That's the issue. You have a next-gen console running at lower resolutions as we're moving into more 4K TVs, higher frame rate VRR TVs, OLED TVs, 8K TVs. You are regressing and showing 1080p. Your console, you started last generation. Last generation, you started with this.
This is hardware built specifically to lead the console industry into true 4K gaming.
He was talking about the One X, the older console. He was talking about moving the industry to true 4K gaming.
This is hardware built specifically to lead the console industry into true 4K gaming and high-fidelity VR. True 4K visuals without sacrificing quality.
True 4K visuals without sacrificing quality. He was talking about the One X, the previous console. Where is the purpose of the Series S? Is that leading them into true 4K gaming? It's showing you 1080p gaming. He started exactly, Felix. He started with last gen. This was 2017. 2017. We're leading the industry into 4K gaming. Why is the next console coming out of you of fucking 1080p 60 frames per second box? Meanwhile, the series, the One X, is the leader in... What was it again? I got...
This is hardware built specifically to lead the console industry into true 4K gaming and high-fidelity VR. True 4K visuals without sacrificing quality, premier VR experiences without sacrificing performance.
Yeah. Premier VR experiences without sacrificing performance. Exactly. Premiere without sacrifice. They got rid of it. They got rid of it. The One X was leading the industry to true 4K gaming. The 1080p Series S is a regression with an expensive hard drive, SSD. So how do you lead? I'm leading with this console into the next true 4K gaming, uncompromised. And then your next console is a compromised system, budget console that doesn't have ray tracing in it, doesn't do anything above 1440p if you ever get there, and is a 1080p 900p box. Oh, but we got the Series X. Yeah, you launched them at the same time. How do you lead and regress at the same time? You can't go in both directions, dude. You either move the industry forward or you don't move at all. This is 2017. And then I showed you Project Scarlet, where we'll never be undermined. This is it. And then Lockhart comes out. And you get this. 10 frames per second higher. And on top of that, the whole pitch for Project Scarlet was that you're going to feel your games. Where is that? So I keep asking. Why? Why? This is what they were saying. The next-gen Xbox, Project Scarlet, will emphasize on fast frame rates. I think the next area we want to focus on in next generation is frame rate. Playable games, ensuring the games load incredibly fast, ensuring the game is running at the highest frame rate possible. What was that, Phil?
You just made the list!
What was that, Phil?
Shit.
What?
Shit.
Did I miss something here? Ensuring that games load incredibly fast, ensuring the game is running at the highest frame rate possible. Wait, he goes on. You know, with the One X, allowing games to run at 4K visuals will make a really strong visual enhancements for next generation. But playability is probably the biggest focus for us to use. Do I feel like I could get into a game as fast as possible? How does it feel? Does the game both look and feel like no other game I have seen? On PS5, it's running at 10 frames per second higher than the Series X. Callisto Protocol drops frame rates on the Xbox and doesn't have ray tracing or reflections in it. How does it look? I don't know. Why on launch is the PS5 outperforming? We need some background music. You're right.
Games are coming fast. 12 minutes and Hades. And they're all on Game Pass.
We're sorry.
What to play first and what to play last. To ground true and doom. 'Cause they're all on Game Pass.
Means when I think about Xbox, I'm going to think about quality games. We have work to do there. We have
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no. Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
And so everything that we're doing with our content, with our our cloud and
Stop it! And stop shouting! I'm not deaf!
Xbox Live!
You just made the list.
What are we doing here? What? You need to feel. It feels. It's about frame rate. Feel. Frame rate and playability of games. You want to focus on playing frame rate. Did we keep going? Full DNA, we heard you. Get this work! New VIP Grinder! Welcome to the Grindhouse. VIPs. Herman Health Splits, thank you. Get this work. Excellent name. Excellent name. Get this work. Thank you for joining the VIP Grinders. But what are we doing here, right? Frame rate, feel. We're 2 years in. Tom Warren said it was because of the dev kits. Where's his new article 2 years later? I need to know. Frame rates are more consistent on the PS5. Reflections are there. Hey, Callisto Protocol. How you doing? How you doing? Phil Ness Vampire right here. I've come to suck your blood. It's Phil Ness. Oh, there it is. It's about how you feel. What? Why? But keep talking about Activision. Keep talking. Because that's going to save the day. Hell, the first thing they should do is fix Warzone 2. $70 billion later, maybe you get those 10 frames per second back. You think? Maybe. Maybe. Phil the Vampire. Phil Ness. Yes, this is Phil Ness. I've come to suck your blood. But Phil, I don't see reflections. No. It is a new story element here. And I don't mean to spoil the game, but actually, your character is really a vampire.
That's why he don't have a reflection in the game. It is on. We have an exclusive story for Callisto Protocol on the Xbox. This is a little hint, and I'm very upset that it leaked on the internet. Your character is really a vampire. It's Callisto Protocol is a vampire's tale. One reflection. 2 reflections. 3 reflections. Ooh, we paid for the exclusive story. The Callisto Protocol is a vampire's tale. It is a scary story. It is a twist, because I put the twists in the games, and it's exclusive. I had Aaron Greenberger go there and give them a refrigerator. And I said, Aaron, give them a refrigerator, because I want an exclusive story for my Callisto Protocol. And then they did it. I said, our character will be a vampire. He would not see his reflection in the games. This is excellent. But now the story is spoiled. I'm sorry. It's filness. It's a plot twist. It's a twist. I love twists in my filness games. It's the filness, and I love it. I come to see. And he's in the S. And then on PlayStation, he's not the vampire. Ooh, look. On PlayStation, he's a vampire on PlayStation. Ooh, exclusive. I went from Dracula to Mario, exactly. I'm from Transylvania, huh? Is it the count? It's it. Let me count. Let me count. I'm going to count. Here we go. Is it fearless? You're going to go. I count 1 teraflop, 2 teraflops, 3 teraflop, 4 teraflop. 5 teraflop. I could count all day. 6 teraflop. 7 teraflop. 8 teraflop. 9 teraflops. Do I have more? Yes, I do. 10 teraflop. 11 teraflop. 12 teraflops. I could count all day with my teraflops. Go tell my friends, here they are. Go show them the cereal. 12 teraflops. I love to count. Count filness. All right, Phil, now give me my 10 frames per second. $70 billion later. Holy shit. Oh! Why? Why? It was better than Chris Pratt. Yo, that Mario trailer is freaking fire. I'm going to talk about it tomorrow, but man, just as a sneak peek for tomorrow, right? The Last of Us, HBO, that HBO Last of Us trailer. Oh man, where is it? Do I even have my fire? Dude, The Last of Us trailer, holy crap, that could hold up. Wow. And then the Super Mario Brothers trailer for the movie. Oh my God. That's what you do with IP. You don't give grab ass and bare ass Master Chief bootleg Paramount Plus Halo. Do you see the attention to detail, the hype that with the Last of Us trailer? Oh! And then the Mario show? Oh! Come on! That's what you do with IP. That's the respect that you give your franchises, that you build those houses for them, and you that's what you do. You don't give goddamn Master Chief bare ass Cortana and sex with aliens. Don't do that. That's you hurt yourself with this. But man, oh man, fire. But let's say, what's the problem here? 2 years in, the tools are not here. The dev kits are there. Devs were complaining and concerned about Lockhart when it was announced. What is next generation going to look like as we move on to the generation? Are things going to get cut from Booster, from the Series S? Or are things going to get targeted for the Series S because the X is not the most popular console? People are buying 2 and 3 S's for the kids, I guess. But there's a problem here. And no, you don't see world's powerful console anymore. You don't see that term. Now it's like, oh, value, too expensive. Little Timmy plays on a CRT. He needs a console. He just ate a slice of bread for dinner and they split it 3 ways. We're 2 years in and talking about budgets and savings. It's a hobby. I want to move forward. I don't want to regress. I want to move forward. I'm going to tell you something, Joey. And I didn't take a picture because I'm not going to be shady and shit like that. But I was at Best Buy yesterday. And as I was walking out, and I encourage everybody to do this. Don't get in trouble. But as you're walking out of Best Buy, you know they got their warehouse in the front. Right behind their customer service, a lot of the Best Buys have like a wall, and that's where they do pickups and stuff, pickup orders. Well, as I was leaving Best Buy yesterday, which, by the way, you grinders told me, Twitter told me I ordered the H9s. I'm going to be giving a review on that here on this channel, the Sony H9s. I have the Octus Nova wireless as well, which are my favorite ones, but I'm also ordered the Sony H9s. They should have came yesterday. They're delayed. Everybody sold out of them. They're on sale for $278. But I ordered the Sony H9 headphones. I'll be doing a review here on the channel. I'll probably do a separate video for it on that one for a review of these headphones. But as I was leaving the store, if you look behind the counters and the wall, I wanted to take a picture, but I didn't want to be cheesy and shit like that. But on the top, I shit you not, there were about 100 Series S's all on the top. Like, that shit is out of the warehouse. It is. I got Bose, too. I got Bose stuff. I'm not a huge fan of Bose. I'm not a huge fan of Bose. I'm actually a fan of whatever. Like, I actually don't just buy because of a brand name. Like, I had the Sony H9s. I use now the Soundcore. They're budget ones, but, like, they sound great. And I could just equalize it. I have JBL speakers. I have Bose. I know, the mic is horrible. It crackles. Ugh. See, that's why I was held off on the H9s, because the mic. I know, Nick. Okay, well, I will see, and I will test it out. Job already said, yes. This is a warehouse situation, exactly, Twisted Sync. But as I was leaving, up on that, I turned to my right, and I saw behind the counter, dude, it was a sea. I joke about it. I joke about that. People building houses with those things in the warehouse. Dude, that's what it looked like. It was over 100 of them, all on top. And that is after Black Friday. That is after this thing is $250 for over a week. That thing was, they had the stock was insane. It was all on top. It was all Series S's. No X's, no PlayStations, all Series S's lined up on the top shelf, about 8-10 high across the whole top. It's not, that's after the discount. You saw that, Nick. I'm going to tell you, grinders, please, in the comments, if you go to Best Buy, look, like, as you're exiting, look to your right or to your left, wherever they have their pickup section, and see on the top shelf, dude, it was a sea of Series S's. I shit you not. I wish I could take the picture, but I didn't want to look like, oh, I'm taking a picture behind the thing, like, as I'm walking out. And if I can, I will, because pictures are worth 1,000 words. But I encourage you grinders to do a grinds homework assignment. It is crazy. And I was like, and as I said to myself, I was like, wait a second. I'm like, that is after it's been $250.
It's been after it's 250. They have a wall. I shit you not, a wall on top of all Series S's. Boosters. All up top. Not 2 and 3 high. Dude, it was like 8 to 10 stacked high and across the top. Had to be over 100 Series S's there. That's your stock after you had a basically a liquidation? That is insane. That is absolutely insane. But yeah, if you go in there, take a look. They always have them in the front table, in the front. Like 2 or 4 or 5 of them, like that, like 2 to 5 on the front. But man, I looked to my right and I was like, whoa, holy crap. And I'm like, that is crazy. And they're selling with a gift card. Like, I'm telling you, that discount was not strategy, because who does that? And I said this on Saltiest podcast. I think I said it on this show. I was like, who does that? It is a fire sale. I wasn't crazy about it on Monday. That was a fire sale. Because it has to be. Those things need to move. They moved them out. Like, that was not a strategy. Because remember, there's MSRP, right? Microsoft recommends these stores to sell it for $2.99. But the stores could give promotions or whatever they want to free up their warehouse. And if something's not moving and taking up space in the warehouse, they're going to price it to move. They might take a loss and hope they sell quantity for it. But it's a suggested retail price. MSRP is suggested retail price. So this wasn't a strategy in that, because why would you make that? If you want to sell Xbox Series X's as the next generation console for your platform, fuck the PS5 stuff. If you want to sell your next generation console, no, it was $50 off and a gift card, Brian. Yeah, at Target, it was $50 off, $250 and a $50 gift card. Best Buy had it for $249 on Black Friday weekend, Cyber Monday deal. It's been that for the. Is it on sale for now? Let me see. I think it's still on sale. I think it is. Yeah, it's still on sale. It says the deal ends in 12 hours. Yeah, it's still on sale. There it is. See? It's still $250. So, I don't know. But, hey, man, all I'm saying is that it is not good to see that. And I think that it really is to try to get these things out of there. And I just don't get it. I just don't get why would you legitimately discount the cheapest console to move forward your next generation Series X? You basically have a 2-to-1 price differential between your high end and your low end. Like you're outpricing yourself. That don't make any sense, right? Like in the chat, like, and even the comments, if you want to comment below later on, like, how does that make sense when you have two products, a high end, a $500 one and a $300 one? Why would you discount your low one, which is probably the most available one, and make it almost 2-to-1, basically a 2-to-1 price difference? Like, if you ask somebody like, well, hey, you want to pay double for the new one or a double for the high end one or that one, you're outpricing yourself. You're making your S mean like that's your console. You're not pushing the X at all. Actually, it hurts the X, because if you are an Xbox person, you own the games, you're in their ecosystem. What Xbox are you gonna do? The 250 or 500? But well, why is that 500? Well, it plays games. It has a disc drive. I'm paying $250 for a disc drive. Well, it also runs games better. Well, what game? Well, it runs them in in dynamic 4K versus 1080p. Well, some games do that. Some games run like it becomes this whole wishy-washy thing. There's no clear definitive line as to why that's $250 more. Well, this game looks absolutely incredible on it. Well, you could only play this game. You can't. It saved my family from starvation. Like, you can't. So, like, it really hurts the adoption of the Series X console. Because you're going in there, and I'm not even saying about the PlayStation 5. I'm just talking about just the Xbox itself, the Xbox ecosystem. You're kind of like, well, I got to justify. I could buy 2 of these for the price of 1. I could buy 2 Series S's instead of 1X. Dude, that's a tall order. Like you would think, if I was going to take $50, I'll take $50 off the Series X and make that more appealing. So say, well, wait a second, for $150 more, I could get a better console than the Series S. Like, that's what you should be doing if you're trying to move the industry forward. That's why I said they're not doing that. Yeah, I agree. You're right, and Jim Ryan, Gordon Ramsay himself said, 2 SKUs of a console is detrimental. It is. Having 2 SKUs of the same power is not as that like remember what the Xbox had, where it had one with a hard drive and one without, and they eventually moved to having some sort of internal memory built into the Xbox because people wanted to utilize the hard drive, and they couldn't do that in the beginning of the 360. Well, that's the reason why they put hard drives as they move forward with the 360. They had built-in RAM. Remember, the Xbox Arcade Edition had basically a memory card built into it so that the devs could use some offloading memory. That's what they did as they evolved the Xbox 360. They started putting built-in memory into it. They put like 256 megabytes. Well, the whole reasoning for why they included Kinect in the box was so that developers would utilize Kinect. They're like, well, nobody's going to utilize an accessory. If we want the adoption of the Kinect to be a statement, it needs to be included with every console. That's why Kinect was in the box. You can't, if you really wanted to push Kinect, you cannot have a console with Kinect and a console without Kinect, because then your market is fragmented. Right? That was the whole reason why the Kinect was there, and they learned this with the hard drive. Your market at first was fragmented. They weren't using the hard drive with the 360. You had the premium 360 and the arcade edition without, or the other one without the hard drive. They eventually moved to have some internal memory 360. Well, the Xbox, they said, we're taking Kinect out of the box. As soon as they took Kinect out of the box, whatever productivity they were going to get out of it was killed. And then you saw that. They took away the snap. They took away the voice. They tried to add Cortana. They made it that you could use your headset. As soon as they took the Kinect out of the box, all of a sudden, development for Kinect, all the features that were there with talking and snapping and videos and all that stuff, development ceased. Because now Kinect became an accessory that nobody wanted. Now you look at this generation, it is not an accessory. It is actually a hardware differential. You've released a more powerful console and a weaker console at the same time at 2 different price points. Talk about the haves and the have-nots. Where PlayStation, the only thing that they compromised on was a disk drive, which the disk is irrelevant because the disk is to watch movies or to have access to used games, and you still need to install the game or run the game off the disk. Like, it's really a mechanism of delivery, a choice. They did not compromise on hard drive. They did not compromise on hard drive space. They did not compromise in power or in memory. Because even that would be an issue. Oh, well, we got a 1 gig version and a 2 gig version, or the half gig. The only thing Sony pulled out was the friggin' disk drive, which is a choice. Do you want all digital, or do you want to have to watch movies and access to physical games? That's your choice. Choice of consumerism. Microsoft created a differential, and not only for you, the consumer, for $250 and $500, but they committed a differential for the developers. That sucks. You're supposed to make development for your console easy. You're not supposed to add a chink in their armor. You're not supposed to make development a head scratcher. You're supposed to make it easy for the devs. We heard you. That's what you're supposed to do. But now, not only did you pass the buck on to the consumer to decide whether, wait, not only did I have to decide all digital or physical, but now one's more powerful than the other. One has more memory than the other. One has more hard drive space than the other. One has more power than the other. One has a disk drive and the other one doesn't. And one's half the price and the other one's double the price. Holy shit. That's for you, the consumer, to make a decision on. Then the developer is like, well, wait, I got to make this for less RAM. I got to make my game for a next-gen RAM, but it's actually less than the previous generation. Oh, and it has less memory. It has less space. Not only do you make that a challenge for the consumer and have stupid-ass names for them with the S and the X, but now you also pass the buck on to the developers to say, hey, devs, now you need to optimize for 2 separate platforms. Oh, and by the way, we're also putting our games on PC too, so you have to do that too. Welcome to first-party development at Microsoft. Meanwhile, if you make a game for PlayStation, all you got to do is make it for a PlayStation 5. Unless you're doing a PS4 and a PS5, which, as you see, they kept the dev kit, the development cycle similar for the devs. So if you're making a PS4, you can make it a PS5 and put on the different things. But if you're making just a PS5 game, dude, that's all you need to worry about. A PS5. You don't have to worry, the dev doesn't have to worry about discs, and they don't have to worry about RAM. They don't have to worry about memory. They don't have to worry about storage space. They don't have to worry about power. They just make a game for a PS5. So moving forward, you're going to see more games optimized for the PS5 and ported over to Booster. Because Xbox has a disaster of a development situation there with all the variables. And you've seen it. You're seeing it now. And it's just going to get worse. They said at launch it was because of dev kits. Maybe it was. But what's your excuse now, 2 years in, they're still getting this differential? Games are running better on a PS5. There's ray tracing. There's features on the PS5 that Xbox has to get patched in later. Why? Why is Xbox getting the short end of the stick on these games when it's the most powerful console? Why? That's the big question. Why? And the DualSense. Xbox already abandoned the share button. Now you can repurpose it to order a pizza. The share button is repurposed. They did not evolve the sharing features. They did not evolve the video capture. You still has bootleg ass video capture and sharing features on it. Meanwhile, you added a share button that you realize, shit, we can't support it very effectively, so remap it. Dude, this is a problem. And 2 years in, this problem is going to get even worse. And mark my words. And if I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong. But I'm telling you, I'm not wrong. I wasn't wrong 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years. I said this is shit going to happen. And it's going to happen again. It's going to get worse. There's going to be things missing out. And maybe they get patched in later, because I'm not saying that the Series S is not capable of doing ray tracing and stuff like that. It's just that it's extra time and extra money. And is it a priority for these developers to do it? That's the issue. I'm sure the Series S, if you sit down in a room with a bunch of devs and programmers, they can make ray tracing work. They can make shit work on it. But is it worth the time and money and resourcing to do it? And you hear it with the Halo delays. We don't have the resources. We don't have to do it. That's a problem. And when you're asking for more resourcing and more time, things are going to get omitted. Things are going to get patched in later. We heard you. We're sorry. We got the feedback. That is your life on Xbox because it's not the priority. And are they going to make it a priority when they own all these big publishers? Who knows? Is there going to be a 60 frames per second mode in Starfield on the S to show you that it's capable of doing it? Is there going to be ray tracing in Starfield? Who knows? If Halo doesn't have resources to give you maps and stuff and seasonality, who the hell says that Bethesda's going to get that money? Who knows? But it's a variable, not only for you as a consumer, but a variable for the developers. And when you shit where the developers eat, they're not happy campers. And they're going to pull stuff out, and you're going to see. You already see it. 60 frames per second mode not launching with a Series S. Performance mode, ray tracing. Not in a Series S. It comes later. You get what you pay for. Man, Starfield's only 30. I can't wait to see all these 60 live or die hard 60 frames per second dudes with deltas. I can't wait to see them. And that's the last thing, too. For these multi-plat, I'm a neutral people, right? You own a PlayStation. You own a PC and you own an Xbox, but you favor Xbox, right? Why do I see you tweeting out that you're playing a game that runs worse on an Xbox when you have a PlayStation? Hit that like button if you've seen this as well. Like, I understand why, but for a person and a podcast and a Twitter that promotes these differentials and the differences and how Xbox is more powerful, and you touted all this stuff all these years about the difference and the power in the One X, and continued that with Project Scarlet and saying the Series X is going to be the beast incarnate. Eats monsters for breakfast and bitches for brunch. PlayStation can't hold a candle to the differentials that we're going to see. Why do I see you playing on the inferior version of a game when the PlayStation 1, per Digital Foundry and others, NXG and all that other stuff, are saying that the PS5 version is the better version? And you own a PS5. Oh, it's for the achievements. It's for my friends. It's for the ecosystem. Well, but you pointed out the difference is that games will run and be better on an Xbox. That was your claim to fame as the Xbox was launched, that the PlayStation can't hold a candle. And the reason why you're getting an Xbox is because of the power. 900p, no more. So if those things matter to you, as you led into the generation, the RDNA and 2.5 and ray tracing on the chip and all this stuff mattered to you, well, when your version doesn't get that, why are you playing that inferior version if those things mattered to you? Ray tracing will not be undermined. Phil says this. Hovis method. We will not be overheated. We do this. We're the most powerful console. Third-party games are going to play best on Xbox. Well, when they don't, why are you still playing on an Xbox? If those things matter to you and Sony didn't have ray tracing, Xbox delayed because RDNA 2.5676. If that mattered to you and you did 20 videos on it, there are thousands of tweets, and you're seeing this differential, then why are you tweeting you're playing the game on the inferior version if those things mattered to you? Or did they not matter and you're just capping because you think in the search for W's for Xbox, all you're going to get are L's? Take my word for it. And the only thing that's going to get them out of this scum is their first-party quality games that they had work to do since 2019. But I just don't understand that, because I noticed that. All these people capping for ray tracing and all this stuff and screen space reflections and shadow qualities and all this other stuff and how the Xbox is going to outperform the PlayStation are tweeting Callisto Protocol from an Xbox. Huh? It makes no sense to me. All I know, I don't know. But it shocked me because I'm seeing all these tweets from this game and I'm like, yeah, ray tracing in Minecraft, ray tracing in Halo. Huh? They added it into the PC version, not even the console version, and the shadows got a little darker. There's your ray tracing in here. Please, the L's, like I said, in the search for W, they do the slow clap. Is it time? Is this when Xbox comes back? Is this it? Is this it? No, it's not. It will never be, because Xbox got to get their shit together. They're going to get smoot. They got smoot in 2022. They got smoot. We need a prediction for next year. We got smoot. Yeah. They got to get better with great games. Great quality games that create something. And it is what it is. But anyway, grinders, impromptu grain. I don't know if you call this a bite. It's basically a 2.5 hour show, but I had to get stuff off my chest. I want to thank you for the new subscribers, the new VIP grinders, the super chats, for all you coming in this promptu show. Just about 200 people live. And I just hit the stop button. I want to thank you all for coming and tuning in wherever you are. I know it's different times. And I want to thank everybody for coming in. I'm going to hit you up with that Game Pass song. And I think, wait, there was something, I will do that Game Pass song for everybody as we head out here. Enjoy your Sunday. Be back tomorrow. We'll do some predictions for the Game Awards. I will do Game Awards. We'll talk about some of the other things going on the Twitter. Hope maybe there's some more news tomorrow. I don't know. You know, but I'll leave you with this little tidbit. This is pretty damn funny. Thank you again. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and share it out. And I'll be back tomorrow with a gaming grindhouse with the crew. And thank you again, everybody.
Oh, it's like a games are coming fast. 12 minutes and 80s, and they're all on Game Pass. Like a requiem. What to play first and what to play last. To ground true and true. 'Cause they're all on Game Pass. Among the season and more.
Thank you again, grinders. I thank you. And Mr. Yes, Phil Dracula. He 12 teraflops of power. And remember the reflections. Oh no, what is that? What is that? Oh,
okay.
No, they hit me with the holy water.
Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
The fullness of melting. Oh, my reflection.
Because when I think about Xbox, I'm going to think about quality games. We have work to do there. We haven't done our best work in the last few years with our first-party output.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate. Oh no. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate.
No,
activate.
even the holy water fullness. Reflection.